We all know golfers want to be able to hit blades, but we know deep down that they don't have the confidence, they know they won't get the consistency, but is that about to change? We all know bladed irons such as the Blueprint Pings, we know the P7 MBs, we also know irons such as the Titleist MBs, which haven't been brought out for a couple of years. But today we are going to be talking about a straight-to-consumer brand who have brought out this good-looking bladed iron that could be about to change what you think about blades. Now, Takomo have brought out a forged blade, a fully forged club head that is coming in at around about £700 less on some of the blades, £500 less compared to things such as the TaylorMade. So Takomo have brought out this forged iron, but they have changed a few things to give you that little bit more confidence and that little bit more forgiveness. And you'll see I've been using these irons for a while now, but we see more and more people in the comments saying that I've gone for the 301 MBs because of shots like this. A nicely struck, a nicely flighted 4-iron up the left hand side of this fairway here at Windermere. Very easy to hit, feels solid and launches exactly like you'd expect from a forged club. But if I then switch over to a Ping Blueprint, which is coming in around about £700 more, yes, that's right, £700, we certainly have a few different things looking down at the ball. And I've been very comfortable with the Takomo bladed irons, but once I get these blueprints down there, we can see big differences straight away. Such as we can see that there's a little less offset there, there's a thinner top edge, but the one thing that stands out most importantly to me is the shorter blade length, which is one thing that Ping have obviously pushed and say is for the better ball striker. But for me, it makes it look like there's not much area for you to hit, means there's not much room for error. But a similar shot, a similar flight, a little bit further left. Certainly a different interaction with the ground, but is that confidence? Is that then putting my technique off a little bit? And if that's doing that for me, what is it going to do for the everyday golfer? We can see here on the opposite side, the Takomo has gone for a little bit longer blade length, so a little bit more face for you to hit. It's also gone for a thicker top edge, which again gives you that little bit more confidence behind the ball. Not only have we got a longer blade length, so more face to hit, but we've also got that thicker top leading edge, so it is a little bit thicker. So if we look at the soles of the 4-irons, again, a little bit thicker from Takomo. You can clearly see the blade length, but we can also see it's not got a narrow sole, so it's got a little bit more help through the turf for everyday golfers, for people off that little bit of a higher handicap, maybe a handicap in the teens, maybe a handicap in the 20s. Again, behind the ball, they fill you with that little bit more confidence maybe than the Blueprint. But you'll see the Blueprint does have that tungsten toe screw, so it does give you that little bit more forgiveness. But for me, does that counter out? Obviously, with it having that thin top edge and that narrow sole and that lack of offset, I'm not so sure. You have to be really precise, you have to be really swinging the club well, and this is what we mean with have Takomo changed the blade game. If we now move into the mid-iron, so again we can still see that the Takomo has that blade length a little bit longer, so we get the forgiveness, we've got the face. Do we get the same performance? This time I'm going to go first with the Blueprint. So can I generate the same flight? Am I going to get the same penetrating ball flight for £700 cheaper consistently? Because that's the main thing. When we do get a blade, are we going to be able to get consistency? That's what everybody fears. That's how we started this video. So let me see with this Blueprint, can I flight it down there? And then can we get down to the wedge, see what that's like. So again, nice strike there, launched exactly how I would expect from a blade, and that has gone middle of the fairway. Slightly off-centered hit there, so it'll be very interesting here if I do get this slightly off-centered, what's the front to back dispersion, because that's the biggest fear for me changing to, let's say, a premium blade or a premium branded blade, because I would class this Takomo certainly as premium. Not the best strike there with the Takomo, but let's get down there. Now down into the lower scoring irons, so with your pitching wedge, this is where for me, obviously it starts to look, from an 8-iron down, I don't mind the look of, or even the 7-iron, I don't mind the look of the Blueprint. Again, There are more precise irons. We're not trying to hit them 200 yards. We're not probably being as aggressive with them. So they're more nice and controlled. And that's where obviously a combo set would be perfect. We know with the Takomo 301s, they do have the MB and the CB, so you could do the same here, but we know with the longer irons, you've already got that little bit more forgiveness, you've already got that thicker top edge, you've already got that extra blade length, so would you need to change it? It'd be certainly something to consider, but from here we're starting to say that obviously Takomo have kind of changed the blade area of the game, so would we be seeing more larger brands? Again, a little flighted one in there. Would we start to see your premium brands, your tour brands, your more expensive brands, your Pings, your TaylorMades, your Callaways, bring out something a little bit more forgiving in the blade area? Will we start to see a change in this area of the game? I think we certainly could, because for a lot of golfers, they dream of playing blades, and Takomo has certainly made that possible. Again, nice and easy to hit, very similar there, a little bit cleaner with the Takomo, a little bit better strike there. That is down to me. Now guys, you'll see on screen there, you'll see very similar lofts, and that's the big thing there from Takomo. They're not stronger lofted, they're not trying to do anything a different way. So it'll be very interesting to get these in a studio, compare them to the TaylorMades, to the Blueprints, to the Callaway Rogues, to any other irons that you can comment below, guys. But massive thanks to Windermere out here in Cumbria in the Lake District whilst I'm on holiday for letting me out here. But guys, that has been a review of the Takomo 301 blades. Have they changed the blade game? Comment below.